CovidBloc is a blockchain-powered contact tracing system which focuses on preserving privacy and maintaining transparency while providing a reliable notification system for potential exposure to COVID-19. There are two main components to it: an Android application and a dashboard for health officials to diagnose patients. In this video, we will cover only the user and health worker interactions with the app and the dashboard respectively.
The first thing that we do on the user side when two devices come in contact with each other is we are going to scan for available devices. So if the Bluetooth is not turned on, we switch it on. Once the scanning is complete, we are going to pair these devices. So just a long press to pair the devices will generate a pairing code that both of them can approve. Once the devices are paired, we are going to go to connect to a paired device to basically exchange the RPIs between the two devices. So on the Redmi phone will just click on the Galaxy J2 button and it'll get an exchange key which will basically be stored on the local storage. Similarly, the Samsung phone will also click on the Redmi device and get an exchange key which will be stored on their local storage. Once this is done, the exchange process is over. Now, for example, if one of these device owners are contracted with corona and they're diagnosed positive, they can consult the doctor. On consulting the doctor, they will receive a medical ID and an approval ID, which will be used to upload their keys. So, if the Samsung device owner is diagnosed positive, they will consult the doctor. The doctor will provide an SMS which will have an approval ID and a medical ID. We are going to use this SMS and upload the keys from the Samsung device. We'll copy paste the credentials and hit submit. Once the keys are submitted, you'll get an approved success message which will say that your keys are updated on the server. Meanwhile, the other users, like the Redmi, will constantly be fetching data from the server in every 10 minutes. So, because the Redmi phone has come in contact with the Samsung device owner, in the next 10 minutes, it'll get a notification which will alert the Redmi user that they have come in contact with somebody who's diagnosed positive, and they will basically get a notification along with the exposed timestamp, which indicates, like mentioned, the time of exposure with the Samsung device owner.
An essential part of the CovidBloc system is the health dashboard. This is where a health official will generate an approval after diagnosing a patient that will then allow the patient to upload their daily keys from their mobile application. But before they can access the portal, the health officials have to register on the blockchain. And registration is only open to email IDs that have been approved by the government as official health workers. I'm going to use my email ID in this demo. When we create an account, the system assigns a medical ID that I will receive on my email any moment now once the registration process is complete. If we go ahead and check my email, yeah, my medical ID is 1025. And now on the login screen, I will enter my medical ID and the email ID we used to register. And the login is basically a two-step process. First, we request an OTP that we will again receive on our email. Yeah, if we go ahead and check our email, yes, OTP is this number. The OTP is valid for 5 minutes. If that lapses, we will have to generate a new OTP again. The portal now shows me the dashboard. Say I have diagnosed a patient. The next step is to generate an approval ID that they can use to upload their keys. The patient's contact number in the field over here is optional. The system only needs it to send an SMS to the patient automatically after generating the ID. It does not store the number anywhere at any step. if the patient wishes to not receive it over SMS, I can still go ahead with the process and click on generate. The portal is just going to make sure that it wasn't done by accident, because when the SMS goes to the patient, it also includes my, as in the health official who's logged in, their medical ID along with the approval ID that is being generated. Because these two information are required on the application that we're going to see later. But right now I'm going to cancel this and enter my friend's contact number. And when I click on generate, it's going to send her an SMS with the ID. And at the same time, it also displays the ID over here. And this is how we ensure that the patient can upload their keys even when they choose not to share their number. The health official can simply refer to the ID on the dashboard and ask them to upload the keys using this. There is also a profile section on the portal that shows me my medical ID, the number of approvals I've generated, and my name and hospital in case I need to refer to them at any point. On the left here, it has a form to file bug reports. I'm going to enter my friend's number here again, just as a placeholder, and file the bug report, which says this worked. I mean, that's not a typical bug report. And yeah, this is just so that if you encounter anything that failed and you just want the admin to take note of it. And as expected from any dashboard, it remembers the account even when you close your tab. So if I go ahead and close this and try to open it again, it's going to load the profile because we did not log out. However, it will automatically log you out in 7 days if you forget to do so. Once done with everything, we can then simply go ahead and log out using this button on the top right over here, and we are done.